Good morning, guys. It's Natasha. If you are new to my channel, I am 38 and I decided to do YouTube in 2020. It's always been something I've wanted to do, and so decided to do it this year. It's very difficult. You know everything, and it's out there to nitpick about, and I hope you won't do that, but it's okay. So now I do YouTube. I also sell on many platforms. I'm a reseller. I do Poshmark, Amazon, Mercari, and a little bit of eBay. And I have MS. And I'm a mother of two children, and I've been married for 19 years and was with my high school sweetheart for 6 years prior to that. And so today my video is about a couple things. In my prior videos, I had told you that I would let you know about my journey into being diagnosed with MS and what that entails, but also I'm going to talk about a couple of other things. But first, my story. I was diagnosed in November of 2007, but I my journey started prior to that. I'm pretty sure I had MS in high school and just um, there was no reason for them to think about MS back then. But I was sick a lot back then, and so yeah, I'm pretty sure I had it back then. But in 2004, I started getting numbness and tingling down the right side of my body. I had a lot of problems with um, hot and cold sensitivity. And so that's when they started doing a lot of different tests on me. Um, Again, just being sick a lot. I I think the first probably test that I had done was um and the nerve study was probably the first one I had done. They they first diagnosed me probably before that with lupus, and that was just from blood work. And the reason why they diagnosed me with lupus is because my mom has lupus, and so it usually goes from mother to daughter. And so that was the first diagnosis. And then I started having other types of um, things as far as like fatigue and things like that. I don't remember all of them. It was such a long time ago. But that was the first diagnosis. And then again, because of the tingling and numbness and things just falling asleep randomly, as far as on my body, that's when they did the nerve study. And that was no fun, especially when they get to your fingers and your thumb, painful as hell. And then they had me do the walking in a straight line. um I don't know if you guys have done that, but it's a good thing the doctor was sitting behind me or standing behind me, because I would have fallen flat on my ass, because I definitely can't do that. I still can't do that. um Try that if you haven't tried that. It's a wake up call. I definitely cried. Everybody should be able to do that, right? When you have MS, I mean, what do you do when you get pulled over for just like a speeding ticket or something? I mean, what if they tell you to get out and walk in a straight line? How are you trained? How are you supposed to explain that to a police officer? That no, I haven't been drinking. I have MS. That's crazy, right? That was like the first shocking thing for me. Um, I don't know. And then after that, I had a couple of other like just random things that happened. I don't remember all of them, but I've fallen a couple of different times, both of them here at home, both of them getting out of the bathtub. I don't know if the water was just too hot or the way that maybe I was sitting, or maybe it just was random, but having to try to grab onto the counter, but legs were just way too wobbly. Um, and I just collapsed, fell over, which just another thing, right? Um, I had my lumbar puncture done after. I think after I had my nerve study done, then I had an MRI done. That was the first. They found two lesions on that, and the neurologist wanted another one done within 6 months before he would actually give me the actual diagnosis of MS. After that MRI, I had my lumbar puncture done, and you're awake during that. You can feel everything. Kind of. I don't know if anybody's had a C-section, but you're awake for that too. You're numb, but you feel all the pressure and tugging and shit. You feel all that. I did not have a lot of spinal fluid, so there was additional pressure trying to just get a little bit of like a tablespoon of spinal fluid out of my spine. And I don't know if that's what caused my hellacious migraine headache. I mean, I've always dealt with migraine headaches in my life, but this was by far the worst I've ever had. So I left from the hospital after having that. My mom immediately took me to the infusion center, and that same day I had my first Solumedrol drip. Nobody prepared me for that. If you've never had a Solumedrol drip, you need to take mint gum, tons of regular mints to suck on the whole time. You feel like you just put your whole mouth full of coins in your mouth, and you're just swishing those damn things around in your mouth the whole time, the entire time. It's awful. It doesn't leave until you're done, and that's like you can. I think it's 3, 5, or 7 day. Maybe it's just a 5 or 7 day. I can't remember. But that happened. It was awful, an awful headache. I don't know. Leave a comment down below if anybody else has gotten an immediate headache like that after you got your lumbar puncture done. But that was awful. So after that, it was probably a couple weeks later that I actually got the call from the neurologist to come in for another MRI. And following that, I don't know if you have seen any of my other videos, but I got an appointment with a neurologist who this I'm his second appointment ever. And from the time that I checked in to the time that I left was a full 10 minutes. He pretty much said, I'm so and so. Yes, you have MS. These are your choices. This is the one that I think you should have. Goodbye. Yeah. Uh, I was beside myself. I, I didn't know what to do. I mean, there was no explanation. This is what MS is. Like, nothing. Horrible bedside manner. I left, called the neurologist after calling my husband. He was super pissed. Don't go to that type of an appointment by yourself, regardless if it's a 10-minute appointment or not. Um, so I called, spoke to the manager, and told her to look at her log and see how long my appointment lasted. Um, Obviously, she apologized, and I went to see another neurologist a couple days later. I mean, that appointment wasn't that much longer, but I got a little bit more of an explanation as to what MS was, my options when my first, what my options were as far as medications, all of that jazz. But my first injection was Copaxone. I mean, I think that was an everyday injection. If you guys are doing that, man, your arm or your stomach, I hated that one. It bruised your shit up really good. I mean, I hated it. And I also did Rebif. My liver didn't do well with that one, I believe. I don't know that I did any other ones. I'm now into, I think, my sixth year, or maybe it's more, with Tysabri. I go every month. It's an IV, probably 2 hours. If you're doing great, you're reminded at least one day a month that you are sick. I mean, I'm not doing great, but if you are doing excellent, which more power to you with MS, regardless if you're doing Tysabri and you walk into your infusion suite, you are surrounded by sick people, and you are reminded every single month, at least one day a month, that you are sick. Um, yeah. I It's fine. Um, that option, make sure they explain to you what the JC virus is. I'm not going to get into that with you, but it's scary. But all of the medication choices have bad things that can happen. All medicine does. But make sure you read the good things and not just the bad things. It's been good. It has slowed down the progression of the disease and also um, the relapses. Except for, I mean, the last 2 years have been um, awful. So, but the neurologist doesn't want to change the medicine that I'm on. He says it's doing well. I would disagree, but um, uh, I've I've lost vision in my right eye twice. I have optic neuritis twice. Um, I've had to go to the Denver hospital once for my optic neuritis. And then the second time I just went to my regular eye doctor. They have no idea what the hell you're talking about when you speak to them about that kind of stuff. They just look at you like you're crazy. I mean, let's just be honest. All doctors kind of just look at you like you're crazy when you explain to them what's going on with you, what symptoms you have. Everybody kind of looks at you crazy when you speak to them about stuff that's going on with you. I mean, really. I mean, that's why we're warriors, but that's why you put up your armor, right? I mean, that's your defense mechanism. I mean, and I think that's why instead of getting angry a lot of the time, you just shut down. Because every time that something bad happens to you, as far as another one of your senses, like my eyesight is going bad, or your hearing is going bad, or like I'm having problems with my bladder, or I mean any of the things that happen to us, it's just another hit to our self-esteem or like our self-worth. It's just like another part of our armor that we put up, a defense mechanism. And I mean, it's difficult for us not to be angry, but who do we be angry at, right? We have to find an outlet other than the people that we love. We have to find another outlet to take it out on. And I think that that's part of the reason why I started doing these YouTube videos to talk about it, because I mean, I know you could probably go to therapy for it, but I would rather do this instead of going to therapy for it. I think this is maybe my outlet to talk about it, because I love my husband very much and my children, and I'd rather talk about it with you guys than to take it out on anybody else, because it's not anybody else's fault. And we can say that the people around us don't understand. We don't understand. So how are they supposed to understand? And we can say that they don't know how to deal with us. We don't know how to deal with it or us ourselves. So how are they supposed to know how to deal with us? So we can keep on complaining about other people in the way that they don't know how to talk to us or speak to us or treat us correctly. When we don't treat ourselves correctly, we're just laying in bed and crying and being depressed, which again is okay, but there's only so much we can do that, because MS isn't going anywhere, and we're not going anywhere, guys. We're not dying. We aren't. It sucks most days, but we have to figure out another outlet in order to put our frustrations in and maybe change it into something positive. and speak about the things that we're going through and share our experiences and maybe how we are dealing with it and getting through it. And maybe changing the stuff that is positive and sharing the positive stuff with the people that we love. And maybe sitting down and speaking to them and maybe changing the atmosphere and everything in our homes. I don't know, maybe that will help. Back to my journey. Again, I'm having issues with my vision and also my bladder. The end of this month, I have to make a decision if I'm going to start cathetering myself because my bladder's only emptying 75%. I've gone to the urologist and I've seen specialists for my eyes. I really hate talking about the things that are going on with me or have gone on with me. I'm sure you guys hate talking about it too. It just starts to be a lot frustrating. Anyways, that's a lot, most of the stuff that I've gone through with it. Most days, guys, I mean, I try to be positive because what else is there other than to just think of all the negativeness? I mean, I don't know how much positive can come out of what we have going on, other than to say that other people have a lot worse things going on with them, but for us, this is our worst, right? We can compare it to other people's stuff, but for us, I don't need to compare it to somebody else. This is my worst. So, um I get up every day and try to be positive and thank the Lord that I'm here and that my family is healthy, and I got to get up and move. And it is painful. My arms hurt, my hands shake, my back hurts. I got to take breaks, but I just got to keep moving. And so maybe we can be an inspiration to each other and get up and be positive. And that's what I hope that we can do for each other. And if you'd like to be a part of that, subscribe to my channel. And I would like to make more videos. I was thinking about making a 21-day to make a change because it takes 21 days to change the way we do things, right? And so maybe we can do that. And I have some journals in my basement that I was selling, but we can maybe make those a 21-day accountability journals. And I don't have a problem sending those to you if you're interested. They're like a generic happy planner. So just let me know. I hope this video was inspiring to you. And I just want to be transparent. And so, again, guys, we're warriors. You got to get up and move and try to be positive as you can. I know a lot of you are just learning that you have MS, and it is rough. You're going to have bad days, and it's scary, but you will get through it. I promise. And be nice to the people around you. You're going to need them through all of this. And pray a lot, and you'll be okay. I promise you. Have a good day, guys.